Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Simulant Therapy, a channel where I play simulation games, building games, and management games. Today we're going to start things off with City Skylines, building a town called Melo Bay. Today we're going to be playing on a map called Riverdale, built by an asset creator named Mechalik, or Mechalik. I'm not sure exactly how he pronounces that. Now normally it would come with using a custom map theme called Natural Beauty. I don't like that map theme. It's too bright. Makes everything hard to see. So let's go ahead and start up Melo Bay. I like this map because it's got a little bit of everything. It's got rail lines, it's got a good highway network, it's got shipping lanes. Got this nice coastline in the starting area, some fishing. I looked, it's mostly anchovy here. We've got some ore, we've got a little oil, a lot of forestry. So let's go ahead and get some roads laid down. Starting with these planning roads. They're free to place, but you can't really use them. You can't zone anything on them. And the speed limit is 15 miles per hour. So people don't really want to drive on them. They're simply what they say, they're for planning. And you will need to go ahead and replace them with regular roads before you start the game. Let's come down 6 and go in. Come down 6 and in. Now I'm using the 6-lane road here for what will eventually become our main highway going through town. Let's go out 45 with that. And throw some smaller roads off that, from which we can go ahead and place our, come up 30, we can go ahead and place our side streets and zone on those. Not a big fan of residential being right next to major highways. And let's make that a big block. No, it's not. Let's just go normal with it. Alright, now let's get some industrial. Starting really small because I don't want to spend all of my money building roads and end up flat broke. Okay. So let's get all this upgraded to real roads. Using the cheapest roads possible here. I went with a one-way system for the industrial just to try and keep traffic flowing. I expect it's going to get pretty bad in through there. Go with a coal-fired plant. Not because I'm a big fan of them, but because it is the most cost-effective thing in the beginning of the game. Let's throw a water tower right here. Normally I would want to put some commercial zoning right there. It's a prime location, but I don't want to end up having to get power to that right there, essentially is what the thing is. So we need some sewage treatment. Let's go with an inland water treatment plant in order to not pollute our water supply, or to not pollute the nice beach we have down there. Get some piping in. This isn't necessarily the most cost-effective way to put piping in, but in real life, this is how it would be done. Okay, it looks like we're not hurting too bad for money. Now let's get some power lines and connect all this stuff up. Come along the side here, through here. And we'll just leave that for now. We'll go ahead and zone for residential. All of this in here. And let some people start coming in. Hey, and everybody's got power. Still waiting on a car to come out. Might help if I ran the simulation. Waiting on our first car. We're gonna go ahead and follow it into the city when it shows up. Oh, here it comes. Who are you? An ore mining truck. Okay. Let's follow our ore mining truck. Whoa, going fast. Reminds me I gotta take care of the stoplights for traffic manager. Oh, are we leaving the city now? Sure. Okay, well, bye-bye. That was fun. Alright, we got people coming in all over the place now. Let's see, that's what I was gonna do. Traffic lights. All we have to do is set up some junction restrictions. Gonna go ahead and throw yield signs all the way along here. Now here in America, where I'm from, you would normally see stop signs here, but yield signs work better in game. It just makes for better gameplay. Looks like we're getting some commercial and industrial demand, so let's go ahead and zone that, leaving space for future development with the roads. We're not going to need to bring the roads out this direction, so I can just go ahead and zone all of that. Let's zone some commercial here, and some here. And this can all be industrial. Alright. Let's make this industrial up to here. And I think, let's just in case, save some room for that road. And this can be commercial right here, although I imagine that a lot of this is going to go away because eventually this will be a roundabout. Okay. Alright, it looks like we're all built up. Not sure why we're losing people and we don't have any residential demand. Let's get some more residential streets built since it looks like we got some demand coming back. So let's go up just a ways. What are we looking at? Oh, and we're making money. Turn snapping back on. Let's come up 20. Up 20. Hey, little hamlet. We got taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, and education. which means we have to pay for garbage, healthcare, and education. But that's okay, because we'll be charging taxes. Let's finish these roads here and get it zoned out. Whoa! Wrong zoning. Let's try paying attention to what we're doing instead of thinking about charging taxes. Now, I set these at 13%. At 14 they start to complain, but at 13 they don't. So, that's the most money I think that we can make. Now, let's see, garbage. Let's find a place for this. I know I said I was going to keep that open, but I lied. Healthcare. We can afford a clinic, so we might as well put one in. So right here. And can we still afford a school? We can. And now we can't afford anything else. Let's see. So, if we got a school, we're going to need to lower the speed limit along that road. At least, as far as I'm concerned, that's what needs to happen. We'll lower it to 20. It'll slow people down just a little bit, and it'll make people not want to drive along the school road unless they actually have business there. Okay, went ahead and saved. Took a quick break and we're back. One thing I'm going to look at is the budget, because we are currently making too much electricity, too much water, and processing too much sewage. So let's bring that down and see if we're safe. That's good. Let's bring the water down about the same. Plenty of water. Okay. That ought to raise our bottom line. Looks like we need some pipes though. I'm good at forgetting to put pipes in. I think if I were actually a mayor somewhere, I'd be recalled. Oh, and it looks like we no longer have plenty of water. So let's go ahead and raise that a bit. We don't want to deal with nighttime. We're not using nighttime. And one trick I learned with the garbage is if you raise it by 1% and you raise healthcare by 1%, you get one extra garbage truck and one extra ambulance. I'm going to raise education by 1% because maybe we'll get, I don't know, an extra teacher or something. Let's turn the speed back up. Let these people come into town. What do we have until we hit our next milestone? 750. We get an extra area, which I don't really think we're going to need just yet. Districts. Nice. Fire, police. Specialization, I don't think we're going to use. Fire and police. Okay. So that's what we have to look forward to. I think we can go up one more block here. But I don't want to zone residential too close to the highway. In fact, I want to leave this zoning alone altogether. So let us get our residential zoning. Like that. And See if we got pipage. We do, and we don't need it up there, so we are good on pipes. So we got some more residential demands, so let's go ahead and plan out our next little area. Okay, fire and police we've got now. And a little bit of chunk of change to spend on fire and police. The fire I want centrally located. Let's put it right here on the way into town. That way it can service both the industrial and residential areas. Police as well, it can be closer to the residential. We'll throw it right there. Let's go into our budget and raise each by 1%. Alright, and we were planning roads. Let's put one more block out this way. Again, zoning in a grid for maximum density. Looks like we need to raise our electricity. Let's see if that did the trick. It did. I think. There we go. Okay, back to what we were doing. Alright. Now let's see if we can actually afford all these roads. Going with the cheapest options. And it looks like we're gonna get it. And this time I'm gonna remember to put pipes in. Speed things up a bit and let the people move in. So to come in at a good clip, we've got money being made. What's our next milestone? 1100, and we get our industry areas, parks, fishing, which I'm looking forward to, and football. That creates a traffic nightmare. That'll be fun for later in the game, but not necessarily right now. Hey, we made it. Okay, so people are going to want a park. Of course, the skate park is where I can't get to, which would be my first choice to put in. So let's go with a little bouncy house for the kids. Wasn't where I planned to put that, but okay. And why don't we put a carousel somewhere more central? Right on the way into town. There we go. That gets this other area. I like putting a lot of parks in because it keeps people happy, and happy people in houses level up. Okay, so now we've got another 24,000 simoleons to spend here. And I want some fishing industry. So let's come down here. Let's go over here. Look at that. Fishing harbor is 8,000. I think we can swing that. And the roads and the infrastructure to run it. Let's get some roads. Medium roads. Do I have the medium industrial? I do. That's the one I want to use. We're going to take out these power lines, but I don't think we need them anymore. Turn snapping back on. Shortest possible bridge crossing. And come down as quickly as possible. Let's make sure that connected. It did. Now normally I would have to touch this mod and change this into the same road, because eventually we're going to be bringing this up and connecting it directly to the highway, but for now we're just going to leave this little road that ends at nowhere. Not the best idea. In the real world that would be a really bad thing, but for now we're going to go ahead and go with it. Now we make fishing lines. I'm not the greatest at making fishing lines. Half the time I make them too small, half the time I make them too big. So I'm sure no matter what, this is going to need to be adjusted. But let's see, just for now, how this works. Speed it up and get a fishing boat out here. Keeps running away. Oh well. We didn't really need to follow him. 88, 89. Looks like I made this one too big. Okay. For now, that ought to work. Let's get some power. Run this right along the roadside. Of course, leaving space for any eventual zoning, although I doubt we'll be zoning too much here. I don't want to break that with power lines running through our zoning. And we don't need that, or that, or that anymore. Okay, next thing we're going to need are some pipes. Again, going under the road. And stopping there. Again, kind of hinky. I would normally like to make that a closed loop to have redundant connections, but Why are you saying you don't have water? Oh, that's why. Let's bring our water budget back up. Okay, now everything's running smoothly. And we can come back up here. Looks like we've got some commercial demand. So let's go ahead and zone all of that. And we can zone this here with commercial. I'll leave that alone. And industrial demand. And we're going to need to come up over the highway, I think. So let's go this way. Grab the small industrial road. Turn snapping back on. Bring that around right behind it. That gives us the space for another block up here. Alright, and let's zone that for industrial. Go ahead and get these parts here as well. Right by the carousel park. That'll make people happy. Let's pollute the children. And we're going to need some pipes under there. There we go. So we got plenty of residential demand. Let's pause for a minute while we go ahead and plan that out. She's pretty straightforward, so let's just go with our regular old roads. Make another 20 by 10 set of blocks. And we'll use a regular road along the side here, because I don't plan on this connecting to the highway or to the main artery there. Zone that like that and put some pipes in. Looks like there's some commercial demand as well. So let's go ahead, and we don't have a lot of space for commercial zoning. So let's add in more of our big street. Go 4 back with commercial there, and commercial there. Alright, and let people come in. Let's take a look. Looks like we've still got quite a bit of industrial, no demand for industrial. We still need commercial and residential, so gonna go ahead and build out another neighborhood, but I think I'm gonna leave that for the next video. So thank you all for tuning in. If you like, please leave a like. It helps the channel out quite a bit. And go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more, and hit the notification icon if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.